Welcome to another episode of
The Rey and Nev Show.
And it's been a long time, and
Yes,
we just want to say welcome back. Welcome back. We have a special podcast today. We have this beautiful young lady with us.
Absolutely.
You know?
I almost want to say this was an emergency podcast.
Kind of,
We
yeah.
didn't really plan this ahead of time.
No,
we
we did not. So
I got a call this morning at 9:30ish.
yeah. And how did I tell you? How did I say we were going to do this podcast? Right? I was like, hey, just talk to Neville. What did I say? Oh, he's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Hey, he's going to be
Pretty
there.
much.
So
He's like, he'll
I'm
be
like,
there.
dang, okay, yeah, I guess I'm gonna be here.
so, but yeah.
Good.
So we wanted to do this podcast, and we have to actually introduce this beautiful young lady that's with us. So this is Lissette Origami. I'm just kidding. Ortolani, who is our director of recruiting here at La Rosa Realty Orlando. I mean La Rosa Realty. We're La Rosa Realty Orlando.
Realty. I'm
Realty.
The
She's a
director of
recruiter.
recruiting. Maybe I should have
yeah.
my own. I should probably handle my own intro.
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
I don't know. He's got water in his glass, by the way. So, anyways, no, I'm the director of recruiting for La Rosa Realty, and I'm super excited to be a part of this podcast, which I've decided, and Ray agreed. Thank you, Ray.
Yes.
It's going to be named Us versus Them.
Absolutely. This is an
Us
amazing
versus
podcast.
them.
It's gonna be very informative to let
Yeah.
the people know what's out there, especially in the real estate industry. So we just want to let you guys know, and we were talking about this earlier. There's a lot of companies out there that are offering this such thing called the rev share program,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And they're all different. We all agree that they're all
Ours is the best.
yes, she says that, and also she says that she's a little biased. And
I'm
she
not
al-
biased. It's facts. But
Well-
anyway, continue.
I mean, after you read numbers.
well,
We'll get
it's
to the
us,
facts,
it's us
guys.
versus them, and then
Listen, I am
facts are the facts.
Listen, I like to study the facts.
Okay, and
Ray wants to be politically correct and say it's different.
it is different.
And it is different. That's true. It's different and it's the best. But
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
continue.
Well, we'll let you be the judge of that. How about
Yes,
that?
that's fine.
All right, awesome. So one of the things we talked about, right, was in the rev share plan. Obviously, there's levels, right? One of the levels that we have, the way ours works compared to others is we have 4 levels.
Yep.
Mostly every other one has about 7 levels.
Yep.
So going back to the history of how the 7 levels came out it was actually derived from insurance.
Mhm.
Insurance has been doing this for way longer than real estate has, and they had 7 levels. And obviously, they can do that to where real estate is a little bit different. They can't do what insurance can do, which is obviously pay at a higher level per line
Mhm.
because of the fact that they have higher contracts.
Oh, okay.
So their
Right.
contracts can go 120, 130, 140, even up to 150. All right,
150%.
150%.
Oh, wow.
Well, when you close on a deal, you're at 100%, right? But this is the problem with that. Most of the times when we close on a deal, depending on how much is taken out, it's 100% is the whole pie. But now the split of that 100% is where the issue lies.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So when you dilute that money into 7 levels, obviously it's peanuts. At the top, you get a nice chunk.
Mhm.
Then as it goes down towards the middle, you get pennies on the dollar. And then your top 2, bases of the highest number are your 6th and 7th level. So here at La Rosa, we wanted to do things different.
And better.
Different. And the thing that we did was we decided to make
Go
our
ahead.
first level the highest paying level.
Wait, I want to give our viewers a little bit of insight. So first thing is first, Joe La Rosa is the CEO and founder of La Rosa Realty.
Yes.
And when it was presented to him that there was a shift happening in the marketplace and we needed to consider revenue share, what was his response?
No.
Absolutely not. And honestly, like, I respect his response. And the reason why he said no was because he is a very transparent kind of guy. Like, he
Yes.
wants things to be simple, black and white. And his whole thing is like, look, I want my agents to be able to calculate their commissions like that.
Yeah.
There's no question about how much you're getting on your deals, right? He that's the way he likes to do business.
Well,
and I honor that. I respect that.
Talking about the foundation of the company, that's how we are. We're very transparent in the sense
Yes.
that our foundation was started at 100%. And we were the laughing stock for, since in 2004, we were the laughing stock of the real estate
Mhm.
industry in Florida. Because everybody's like, oh, that company's going to go bankrupt. That company's going to go bankrupt.
And here we are.
And here we are.
41
growing.
offices later.
Yeah, 41
Sorry,
offices
not trying
later.
to brag, but
But at the end of the day, he was going against current.
Mhm.
And when we presented the program to him, which I don't take credit for it, it was a group of people that put it together. Shout out to Andres, who was a very huge pioneer in putting this together, because he sleepless nights between me, him, and Ricky Miller. Shout out to Ricky, who also was another pioneer, who actually, we were talking about this, he actually created the plan. I came up with the idea, he created the plan. And when we presented to Joe, like you said, it was crazy because he's like, all right, pitch it to me. And we was like, yeah, we didn't know we were coming here for a pitch. And we were just going to tell you about the program. No, pitch to me. I'm a top producer.
Yeah.
So at that point, I started to, we had to sharpen our sword in regards to how we wanted to promote this and how we wanted to create this. And one of the biggest things that, like you said, Lissette, is we wanted to be 100% transparent in how we do our plan. Our plan is so simple, right? That anyone will understand it within 5 minutes to 10 minutes. The ultimate plan. The ultimate plan.
Meaning it's better, right?
It's better.
It's the best.
Well,
it's the best.
Yeah, ultimately, it's the best.
What's above ultimate?
Nothing very.
I don't know.
This is the ultimate car.
Ultimate
plan.
Yeah.
So like BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Yeah, you don't need no other car after BMW.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
Well, I drive something else.
Yeah,
but...
we know what you drive. We know what you drive. Like I said, your GPS didn't work.
Listen. I was using my phone, so.
All right. Well, then we'll blame Waze for not finding
Waze. We have to fix Waze.
Yes, absolutely. But going back to this, right? So let's talk about the first thing that's different within our plan, and then you tell me why it's better. So the first thing is our split. The average around the industry is an 80-20. Ours is 90-10. Why is that?
Because it's the best plan. I mean, I don't know why. We just decided that we want I wanted to kind of finish my point with the reason why we ended up in this place in just to begin with, right? Yeah. So the market started shifting and we actually started losing agents. But Joe is the kind of guy who is, even if he's like not fully convinced of something, he pays attention to what the market is doing. And he is usually at the forefront of innovation. That's how we got here in the first place.
Correct.
So when we started to see this shift where agents became interested in revenue share, that's when we realized that we needed to come up with something. And so we like to say, we didn't invent the revenue share, but we perfected it. And 100%. I think we absolutely nailed it on multiple levels. So the split is one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They... meaning most of the competitors, they have an 80-20 split, and ours is 90-10. So coming out of the gate, you're already taking home more of your commission. And I think that's always been Joe's objective. Like, he always looks to be fair and equitable to the agent. He always wants to make sure that the agent is happy.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day,
keep in mind the foundation start was 100%. So he's like, no, because of that. Of that mindset of, well, the reason I created La Rosa was because I wanted the agents to have more commission. So one of the things that we create the ultimate plan for is obviously to continue that trend. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a second because I want to ask you a question. But, okay, so you got them beat on the 90-10, right? We got them beat on that.
Yep.
But they have a cap, right? In some cases, their cap is, 18, 16, 15. So I guess our cap is probably what, 20?
Our cap is 10. Our cap is 10,000. But let me first explain what a cap is.
Absolutely.
Right? So for those of you watching, a cap is the amount of money that the company has to make in order for you to be converted to 100% commission or something else.
Now it's not the money that the company has to make because obviously this is paid out to the agents. So it would be company dollars collected at that point.
Right. So in other words, if you're making 100,000 in a year, our cap, we make 10,000.
Correct.
On a 90-10 split.
We take 10,000 of it.
We bring in 10.
You take 90.
90. At that point, you cap out. That's when you get converted to 100% commission.
So every commission after that I close, I make 100%. Okay. Cool. So so once I collect, so basically once you collect 10,000, I'm back to 100% till the end of the year.
Right.
Okay.
So
perfect.
your skin in the game is that 10 grand. But mind you, as we walk you through this plan, I mean, there's unlimited opportunity to make well over $10,000. So yeah, you're kind of like foregoing that 10,000 to begin with. But that's like anything else. When you're starting a business, particularly real estate, you have to have skin in the game. So that 10 grand is your skin in the game.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. I agree that that's important because at the end of the day, any anybody that buys into a business or buys a business, the first thing they have to do is invest in that business.
Mhm.
So that 10 grand being the investment, it's so minor in real estate that I'm like, okay, great. I mean, 10 grand.
I mean, what's
cap,
that, like
that's
1.5 deals maybe in our market today?
right. Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
if we're
I
looking,
mean,
yeah,
like that's essentially what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
close
think
close to it. I mean,
average
Honestly, it might be less than 1% of a whole deal right now.
Correct.
Average sales is like 400,000.
400,000.
I know.
100,000,
So I feel like if you can forego your commission on one deal in order to earn what you
Pretty
can,
much,
what
pretty
you can
much.
make, and
it's
we'll
actually
get into
at
it.
400,000. Is that's it? It's one deal.
In essence, if you
Mhm.
actually, after you cap, if you go ahead and follow the actual game plan that we create for you,
Mhm.
you're going to be making 110%, 120% of your
Correct.
money that you've actually invested.
Now that you
Mhm.
say that, let's put that in perspective, right? So when you say 110, 120%, we just talked about that we don't make that, right? Because
Yeah.
of the contract that the insurance company has. Explain to me how I'm making 110%, Neville.
So let's say you cap. Let's say you're a top producer. You're going to cap within the first 3 months, right?
Okay.
You made $100,000. You've already
Paid 10,000 in.
10% of that $10,000 into it, but you've also been recruiting.
Okay.
You recruited 5 people. Let's just say 5 people.
Okay.
And of those 5 people, let's say all 5 of them cap.
Got it.
How much would you make at the end of the day of that?
At the end of the day, it's like
Oh, you're-
15,750.
So
you had 100
contributed $10,000 and
So
you made
you-
back $15,000.
So I'm at 105%.
So you're already at 105%.
So that's if I have 5. So
That's
if
only
I-
5 people.
So if you double that, that's 30,000. So if I had 10 people, I would make 30,000, 31,400 and no, $30,500.
You're the mathematician.
Okay.
But
No,
on
no,
the
no, no, no.
percentages,
Yeah, it is. It is.
That is
On
It's
the
30,000.
first line.
on the first.
On,
as
no,
long-
no,
as
on,
long
on,
as-
on the first 4 cap. On the first 5 people. That's how you would do it. So
Okay.
when it maxes out, what happens is it'll be at 30. So at 30, you take 10 off, right? To give me back my 10 that I invested. Now I have, I have 20.
24,000.
So I'm at 124%.
Okay.
That easy.
Yeah.
With only 10 people.
And that's
now
if you recruited. You have 5 people on your first line, and you have 2 people on your
the
second
second
line,
line,
3 people on your third line,
and that's it. You didn't even
and
have
you
to have
don't
your fourth
to
line.
Fourth line.
All right.
As
So
long as they all
your
cap,
example
you've
is going to
already-
require me to have a calculator. But I
Correct.
have an example that is
We
much
might
Give
have to
us-
have the numbers.
give us the
at
most
bottom of the
simplest
screen.
example.
We'll get to the simplest example, but before we do that, I want to make sure that we talk about the points that, like, our plan versus their plan. So us versus them. Let's finish that because I want to make
Okay.
sure that we understand
So
the differences between.
The
Perfect.
ease of cap. So we have a low cap point of $10,000.
Correct.
Mhm.
So our cap
Mhm.
is less than the
The
industry standard.
basically.
All right. Now let's talk about levels. We have 4 levels versus 7,
Mhm.
and we don't have to unlock any of our levels.
Yeah.
You can have as many people on any level as you want, and we always tell you to focus on your first level because that's the level closest to you. That's where you're gonna build from there your generals to build their generals, and then
Right.
down and down and down, up down to 4 lines, which then in turn pays you the most because it's the highest paying line,
Mhm.
as opposed to the other cap.
So you're telling me if I recruit 50 people, that's 50 people on my first level?
Correct.
Yeah, you don't have to put them like with other companies. They encourage you to unlock other lines. We don't encourage you to unlock anything because nothing has to be unlocked. It's all there for you to play with.
But
It's plug and play.
Why would you want to unlock other levels instead of just adding to your first line with them? I'm just
With them. So in order for you to actually make really good money with them, you have to unlock line 6 and 7. Those are your highest paying lines.
Mhm.
So line 1, 6, and 7 are your highest paying.
Mhm.
Okay.
So with us,
Which is
what line do
37%. Am I wrong about that?
And for some of them, it's about 31 to
37.
37%,
Okay.
depending on the company you're
so
talking
37%
about.
is the most you're gonna
highest.
make, right?
That's the highest.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we need to unlock in order? What do we need to do in order to get our highest point?
So there is no. That's the beauty of our plan is we decided to operate more like a free market operation.
Absolutely.
We don't have
Absolutely.
all of these restrictions or rules that you have to do this in order to get that. It's like it's pretty much open. When you recruit directly, those people go into your first line. And so one example I like to use when I'm explaining to people how this works is the claw machine. So like recently, I took my kids and their dad for Father's Day. I took them to Andretti.
Yes, I love
And
Andretti.
Andretti is it's such a cool place. I had no idea you could spend a whole day there.
You can, because they
We
have a
literally
restaurant.
spent the whole day
They
there.
have the restaurant. They have the racetrack underneath. They have all the
Yes.
video games. I think they even have laser tag, don't they?
They have lasers.
Exactly.
Oh my god, they have so many different things.
Yeah.
It was a little bit, on the pricey side, but at the end of the day,
Well worth it. Well worth
it was so well worth it. Everyone had a great time. But here's the point of like me bringing up Andretti. Besides the quote on the wall that I fell in love with, he has a quote on the wall that says, "If everything feels like it's under control, you're not going fast enough." Something
awesome.
like that. And I love that, because that's the same thing as telling people that if your goals don't make you nervous, then they're not big enough.
They're not big enough. Absolutely.
And I think you have to have big goals in life. But anyway, so going back to the Andretti thing, there was this big claw machine in the arcade section, right? And my daughter's like, I want to go there. And in my head, I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to spend $100 on a stuffed animal that I could probably find at Amazon for like 15 or 20. I don't know. So I had to explain to her that these machines are made with certain, things, certain like obstacles that you don't even see, right? You're not even aware that claw machine is like,
that teddy bear might be taped to the bottom.
For real.
You don't even know. There's multiple things that will prevent you from winning that bear at the first try.
Correct.
So you're going to spend $100 trying to win the bear. Let's just buy the bear. I'll buy her the bear. That's what I said. I'll just buy it for you. But anyway, so that to me is what I think of when I think of their plan.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, here's this beautiful thing that you can have, but you have to overcome this. And these are all kind of ridiculous things, like unlock levels. So when you guys came up with our plan,
you have to play the claw game just to.
I'm not doing that. Like, no, I want it. It should be black and white. And this is our philosophy as a company. Like, we truly want things to be simple to understand.
We want everybody
Simple
to
is
win.
better.
We want everybody to win.
Yeah.
So if you look at that claw game, the
Everybody
biggest
doesn't
thing is that think about it like this. Let's say the claw game was us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wins. The claw's tight.
Every time.
That every time that you go in there, you grab that teddy bear, you're bearing them up. You're gonna win every single time. Yeah. So when you put a program together and you build it on a platform where the ability to win is easy, but at the same time it gives you the challenge, because you actually have to recruit.
You got to do something.
You got to recruit.
You got to be in the game.
So I always say it like this. So this is the way I compare when I talk about the ultimate plan. Yeah. I always ask the person, because the beautiful thing about La Rosa is you have a choice. Mm-hmm. With other firms, you don't. Some firms, this is what we got.
Right.
You go with it or not. And this is the crazy part, right? I'm hearing that other companies are saying, oh, we can give you that. Why? Okay. So I love this commercial, and I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying this. I love this commercial from Camry. Camry released a commercial a couple years ago. Loved the commercial. It said, if it acts like a Camry, if everyone keeps telling you, oh, it drives just like the Camry. Oh, it looks just like the Camry. Why don't you just get the Camry?
Exactly.
Right? So that's what happens with La Rosa. Oh, we can do what La Rosa's doing. Oh, we can do what La Rosa's doing. Oh, we can do what Why not just go to La Rosa?
Right.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, we did it for you.
Right.
And we did it from day one. We didn't have to say, look, this is what we offer, but if you want what La Rosa has, we can give it to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of like making it look like, oh, you're settling. Don't settle for a company for that. So the way I explain it is like this. If I sit down with an agent, I say, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a top producer. Okay. The shelf life of a top producer is very important to talk about. Mm-hmm. The shelf life of a top producer is not 20, 30, 40 years. Right. The shelf life of a top producer is between 7 and 10. Okay. What happens after 7 to 10 years? That top producer has to pivot one way or the other. So number one pivot that a top producer does is they build a team.
Yeah.
Right. But what we did is when we created the ultimate plan, we gave them the ability to build a team while they're producing. As they're becoming top producers, as they become a producer, now they're building a team under them that's creating residual for them, rev share income for them, that once they decide to get out of the top producer game, where now they're slowing down in their personal business, and now they don't want to do as much business anymore, they just want to, pass referrals out. Yeah. Right. Now they have a whole army that they built behind them within those years. so that they're making
Yeah.
revenue share of, $100, $200, $300,000 a month.
Yeah.
You said something
Just off of that.
That's beautiful. So you're building a team while they're still producing, and on top of that, they don't have the liability of having a team.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
absolutely.
They don't have to coach them or educate them.
Yep.
We have a department that's dedicated to coaching. We have a department that's dedicated to education,
Support.
and the
Support,
fact that we are 100% company. I tell people this, like, understand that our model forces us to be really, really good at coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
have to have the best damn
We
coaches.
have to put our money where our mouth is, because
Yeah.
our production is what
Has to
speaks
be at
for
a
us.
high level.
We have to be at a high level at all times.
Yeah.
In order for us to be, for our model to be profitable, we put our money where our mouth is, pretty
Yes.
much.
Absolutely.
And to be
Yeah.
able to do the way Joe built this, right?
Mhm.
He built the company where he says, you know what? These companies are giving all these incentives. We're going to give all these incentives. And people are like, Joe, where are you going to pay for that? I don't care. We're going to give it to them.
Yeah.
Because we want to give them all the tools necessary to be
I'm glad
successful.
you said that. So when I joined La Rosa Realty, I've been in this company 6 years.
Yep.
First day, I met with a broker, Carlos, over in Longwood, and he was telling me all the tools that he's giving us, coaching and everything. And I'm sitting there like, I'm skeptical naturally, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold on, how do you guys make money? So I'm thinking like, so I'm like, this feels like a scam. It doesn't make sense. And
what's the catch? You're waiting for the other shoe
what's
to
the
drop.
catch? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for 30 days and I'm gonna see how this goes.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, first week in, I was like, hold on, I like this here. Like, let me give this 3 more weeks. Let's see how this goes. And I ended up actually at this office.
Mhm.
Yes.
After the 30 days, I'm like, you know what? This sounds good. You know, if
Yeah.
they're not making money, that's on them. Because
Right.
I'm making money. That's
Yeah,
really why
absolutely.
Right.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
I don't see the catch
He's
yet.
like, I'm driving this till the wheels fall
Yeah,
off.
that's exactly what it was. And I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
One day we were up in your office when it was upstairs, and I sat down. I'm like, how do you make money?
Yeah, I showed you.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, that's easy. I'll show you. I was like, hold on, what? You show me?
Yeah.
Like, he just pulls out
I
this
love
spreadsheet.
that. Yeah.
And he's like, this is how we make money. I'm like,
We build
the
leaders
numbers
here.
didn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And,
but
and that's the thing. I mean, in order for people to understand and respect the business,
Mhm.
you have to understand it. You have to understand and see the business for yourself. So when I showed it to him, and I've done it with everybody, like anybody that's ever asked, how do we make money?
Yeah.
Come on, let me show you. I'm gonna show you how the company makes money and why you need to be a producer here, right? So I really, I'm really proud of the fact that we have so many top producers in the company, because of the fact that
Yeah.
they're the ones who drive this business to the success that it is.
Mhm.
And with the ultimate plan, that's just adding to it, right? Because
Yeah.
that top producer, now we're giving something to reward them by, because, and this is all came from a conversation that I had with somebody that used to work with for us, where they felt like they couldn't be part of leadership because our model doesn't allow you to put a store here, a storefront there, a storefront like really close to each other. But with the ability of what we're doing and what we're trying to create for the agents, now you can do that. You could put an office right next to mine. You might have to, because if you build a team of 1,000 people,
Right.
we gonna need more space.
Right. Or you're gonna start paying some rent.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
know.
gonna-
Something's gonna
Well,
happen.
we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna
Yeah.
make it happen. But here's another thing too that I want to talk about in
Yeah.
regards to this, right? Because we have to compare us to them,
Mhm.
right? So that people understand. So just a couple weeks ago, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, I put a Facebook post out, right?
Yeah.
I put a Facebook post out. I say, hey guys, listen, I apologize to my colleagues because La Rosa is like the best kept secret. And the reason that I say that is we're very selective in the way we pick
Yes.
our agents. We want to make sure that they fit our family culture, right? Because we are family,
Mhm.
passion, growth. Other people will tell you family, passion, growth, but like I said, with one of the 3-letter words, hey, who's your broker? I don't know.
oh my
Okay,
gosh.
well, never knows who his broker is because he's on the phone right now.
Yeah.
I give you a better story. I went to a class over in Aura, and they sat us in groups, and they're like, hey, groups of 4, and we're gonna give you scenarios, and we're gonna see how you deal with these scenarios, right? And I gave my answer of how I would deal with the scenario within my group, and it was 3 other agents from 3 different brokerages, and 2 of them were just staring at me, and they're just like, why wouldn't you just call your broker? Do you not have access to your broker? And in my head, I'm like, I literally walked past my broker as I was walking into this class. Like, he was here with me. Like, I'm like, he was here in this building with me. Like, I have access to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? But on top of that, it was like, why would I have to go back to my broker? My broker already kind of gave me the tools to like problem solve.
Yeah.
Like he's already gave me those resources to figure it out. Like he doesn't tether me where it's like I have to turn to my broker every single time.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's what's
But you know
different
his
in this
name,
company.
which is kind of
Absolutely.
important.
You know who I am. You know
Like,
where I'm at. You know where my office
like,
is.
yeah.
I'm here in the
I don't need
office.
to call a broker and say, hey, I need so and so because of this problem.
Right.
He gives you these resources, where it's like
Yeah.
other companies weren't doing that.
Yeah.
And that's big. I mean, and one of the things that I always talk about is, you know, the ultimate plan could be great, but if everything else sucks, then that's a problem. But like you were
Right.
saying, we have top of the line, you know, coaching.
Coaching,
We
yeah.
have support. We have tools. We have some of the best tools in the industry. And on top of that, we're giving now the opportunity for leaders to actually build their own business without having to pay for 17 MLSs, pay for
Mhm.
insurance, pay for a brick and mortar building. We're giving that to them, and they
Yeah.
get to actually build their own little empires within the company. And I think that's what makes us different from everyone else when it comes to the ultimate plan, because they're recruiting not for me, they're recruiting for them. They're recruiting
Yep.
for their line, their people, the people that they are going to have that are going to work past
Mhm.
what their production is. So that's going to be their rev share. That's going to be their retirement. And I think that's what makes the ultimate plan, you know, one of the best plans,
Mhm.
because, well, the different.
It's-
She's about the best.
I
that-
know. He
So-
he got caught slipping, but I'm okay with that slip because
So-
it's accurate. Listen, he's over here trying to be all politically correct. Like, when are you politically
Oh, listen,
correct?
it's not that I'm being
Wow.
politically correct. It's not that I'm
We are
being
for the camera. We are for the camera.
Listen,
Nah.
it's not that I'm being politically correct. Is that I feel that because when you say you're better than someone else, then you're actually trying to compete against that person.
Yep.
When I say I'm different, bro, there is no competition.
Okay, well, I
There
say
is
that
no
in my
competition.
personal life because that's true. I am not better than anyone, and no one is better than me. I'm just
Yeah.
me. However, when we are talking about quality, there is such a thing as better quality.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. And so I'm just saying, my point is that our plan is a better quality plan.
I'm gonna go after her. So because there's also different quality, right? So for example, I'll give you the best example. So, you have other computers out there, right? And then when you have computers out there, you have HP, and HP has different models. And
Mhm.
each model, depending on the quality that's in the model, they have different prices. So one is better than the other.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
then you have Apple,
Right.
right? And Apple operates under the assumption that they are different, and the reason they are is because they don't have the same operating system as everyone else.
Mhm.
They're away from the herd,
Yeah.
right? They're their own little. So, like for example, if I wanted to get iOS, I'm gonna have to go to Apple. If
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to use their operating system, I cannot use their operating system on another type of computer.
Right.
But if I want to get Microsoft, I can get it on any computer. I can go to Asus, I can go to Dell, I can go to HP. I can do that, right? That's why we're so different, because
Mhm.
you can't get our plan anywhere else. But if I wanted, and I mean, I don't want to call out 3-letter names, but if I wanted to get a better plan than EXP, I would go to LPT, right?
Okay.
Right? We don't want to call no names, but that's the truth. Because I'm saving $1,000, or am I? Right? No, but based on what they wrote on their paper, I am.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you're at La Rosa, you're not getting that crap. You're not getting any of the other hosts. See, you wanted me to stop being politically correct. You started this.
He's on
So,
leash now.
here
He's
he
only
goes.
drinking water.
Here it goes. Here it goes. If you want to be different, if you want to plan that
Yeah.
totally wipe those out of,
Yeah.
you go to Apple, you go to La Rosa.
Yeah.
Because our plan, I'm telling you right now, I am willing, and this is what I was saying earlier,
Mhm.
I put a post on Facebook. I'm willing to do an open forum with anybody from any one of those two companies who are our closest
Oh
competitors.
man, a debate?
Any one of those two companies, open debate forum. It's on Facebook. Nobody's commented on it because obviously nobody's willing to do it on open forum. And I'll tell you why, guys. I'll tell you why. They don't understand the plan that
Yeah.
they're in. They
That's
don't
it.
understand
Because
it.
there's so many
I have
rules.
talked to so many agents
Yeah.
from the 3-letter companies, and I say, hey, explain to me the plan.
And they don't know.
And I get the deer in the headlights look.
Yep.
And the reason I get the deer in the headlights look is because the plan is purposely made to confuse you so they can make money off of you.
Yeah.
I'm being real.
It's true.
I'm just being real.
I actually got an email from someone from one of these 3-letter companies that said, after my video launched, right?
Yes.
There's a video
There's a video we can send you.
It's the ultimate plan explained,
Yep.
right? And it kind of breaks down
Great
for you
video.
with a beautiful
illustration
drawing that tells you how it works, right? So I get this email, and the email's like, "Hey, your plan is not the best," because that's my word, best.
Yes.
And he's like, "Your plan is not the best. I'd like for you, I invite you to come and meet me and talk about it." And I wasn't gonna bother. But instead, I mean, I love that he sent me that email, because what it did was it made me think. And that's when I was like, you know what we have to do? We have to come up with a calculator. So we did.
Yeah, we have to do the research.
So his email to me was like how the calculator idea was born. And
Correct.
then I have the right people, we have the right people here
in place
where I'm like, hey, I have this idea. Can you do this? And then
they
we make it happen.
Okay. He was
so
like,
we now have a calculator.
Alex was like, okay.
Yeah. If you go to joinlarosa.com/calculator, you don't have to take anything that I'm saying for face value. You can just go there and plug in your own numbers.
Just plug in your own numbers, and you can see for yourself.
But
but interesting enough, we know about the email. I actually called that agent.
You know about the email?
I called the agent.
Oh my God.
I called the agent. Guess what kind of conversation I got? Voicemail and no callback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, guys. Yeah. People that know me in the industry, because a lot of people do know me in the industry,
you're hard
to ignore. They know that I know my plan. Yes. I know what we have to offer, and I know that what we have to offer is it's so different than anything else that's out there, that it doesn't even compare to even be said that it's better, because we're in a league of our own. Pretty much, we're in a league of our own. So anybody that's willing to debate me, you can put your comment down on the YouTube video. We'll do it open forum. You know why? Let me explain to you guys why I like open forum. Because it's going to be a discourse.
It's not on Twitter.
Hey, yeah, I'm willing to do it. Twitter Spaces, I'm down.
Spaces?
Why not?
Absolutely, 100%. Wherever they want to do it, though.
Yeah.
Wherever that person wants to do it.
Yeah.
We'll sit down. We'll discuss it. Right? We'll have the discourse. And like I said in the post, I said, it's not about me and you coming onto a forum and arguing. It's about me and you. You present your plan, I present mine, and let the real estate industry decide which one is better for them.
Yep.
Which one is best for them? Because not one size fits all. It's which company is giving you the tools and the ability for you to have the best career of your life.
Yep.
Right. Which one is the most fair? And one thing, and why I think I chose La Rosa to be a part of this team, is because it's very important for me that my personal philosophies align with the company that I'm with. I need to believe in what I'm
Absolutely.
Providing, right? The service
Absolutely.
or product.
And that's why I've been here so long.
And so I love that we put people first.
Absolutely.
I am a big fan of people first and the money follows.
Yep.
If you don't have that as a personal philosophy, then you are shortchanging yourself and your clients, right?
Correct.
But when you realize that people, if you put people at the center of everything you do, it's just blessed.
Yes.
You are blessed with abundance.
Correct.
And that's what's happened with La Rosa. Joe came up with this model that is very, very much putting the agent at the forefront.
Listen, the word agent-centric was created, and before it was even popular and people started using it, we were using it in-house.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have been keeping it such a secret. And it's not that we want to keep it a secret. It's just that we want to align ourselves with people that have...
I want quality.
We want like-minded people.
I'll interview people all day long. And even as I coach other agents that are in the ultimate plan, that are getting involved in recruiting, I have a call session twice a week to support those agents in their recruiting efforts. But I tell them, I'm like, listen, if you meet someone, I don't care if they're a top producer.
No.
They could be at the top of their game, but if they're a jerk,
I don't want them.
Throw it back.
I don't want them. I have said, Neville, what do I say about my office? If you're here and you're a top producer and somebody asks you a question, what do you have to do?
You have to answer.
You have to answer the question.
Yeah.
Because I tell them, if there was a time that you were trained, you came here as not knowing anything, and I took the time, or someone in the company took the time to coach you, you need to coach forward.
Yeah, you have to pay it forward.
You need to coach forward. And the reason for that, and if it takes 2 minutes, because I'll give you the perfect story. So So Kenya works here. Obviously, Kenya came brand new, like just got her
Green.
license, came in green, didn't even speak English. I trained her. And I trained JC, which you saw come in earlier
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
So I trained both of them at the same time. They both have completely different career paths. They both are successful in their own work, in their own right, and they both did it completely different. They take the same training though, but they both decided to do it differently, and they're both successful at it. Well, Kenya had this one young person that came over by the name of Rose Gachette, who said, "Hey, the minute she came here, she said, 'Who's your top producer?' I said, 'Kenya is.' She says, 'Okay, when can I talk to her?' I said, 'You can talk to her right now. She's in the back.' She goes and talks to her,
Yeah.
and she says, 'Kenya, what do you do?' Kenya sat down and talked to her for about 15 minutes. And Rose is now one of my top producers and my number one producer for last year. She beat Kenya after 7 years of Kenya taking reign.
Yeah.
So when you see that, that's the kind of culture that we talk about.
Yeah.
That's our culture.
That's leadership. That's true leadership.
So you say that, and it's so funny because I've seen countless people go to Kenya. I've seen countless people go to Rose. I've seen countless people go to Brigida. And it's like, even though they only took 15 minutes with Kenya and Rose, I've also seen Kenya sit down for an hour and a half.
When she does those little sessions?
Yeah, she will give you the full day if she has the full day to give you.
Yeah.
And Rose would do the same. Brigida would do the same. Like all of the top producers.
I'll give you a top one. I'll give you one too that shows the difference of our company. So Frank, when he was here, right? He's the broker owner of Popka, right? Because we build leaders here. So now he has his own office. When Frank was here, I don't know if you remember this, Robert Bazzo had a listing, and Frank was sitting in the back at 10 o'clock at night, coaching Robert through the phone while he's at the listing at 10 o'clock at night, writing up the contract. Robert got the deal, closed the deal. Do you think Frank asked him for a penny?
No.
Frank didn't ask him for, because we don't do that here.
Yeah.
Did Robert give him money? Absolutely, because Robert saw the value in what Frank did for him. So when you look at it, in that retrospect, I'm telling you right now, we are
got to be in the right room.
By far the best company when it comes to supporting each other, helping each other, being there for each other. And then on top of that, you're telling me you created a plan that's going to let me build my own mini empire without any of the liability?
It's huge.
Dude, I'm sold.
Absolutely.
And if somebody feels that it's not, like I said, man, I'm willing to debate you. I'm willing to debate you on an open forum. It has to be an open forum. It's not me and you on a phone call, right? And I'll tell you this. I had a discussion one time. So when the Ultimate Plan was first released, Ricky had posted something on Facebook, right? And one of these agents who used to be an agent with us went after Ricky. Now, obviously, everybody knows Ricky is really small. So obviously, he's short. He's short. And this guy, and I know the guy.
He does.
Check it out. Oh no, he's got a huge personality. I mean, I'm scared of Ricky. So
I'm not scared of him. I'm Latina.
Chihuahua.
I don't think you know him well enough.
Yeah. Exactly. Chihuahuas bite. Pit bulls, they kind of, Anyway, back to what I was saying though. So the Ricky started. He put out a video about the Ultimate Plan, and this guy automatically attacked him, saying, "Hey, I thought you guys are 100%." Now he used to work at La Rosa. Hey, I thought you guys were 100%. Now you're trying to bite us. And we were like, and we were not like, we weren't, because obviously, our plan is completely different. So I responded back in the post and I said, hey, what's going on? Why don't we just sit down and have a discussion? And then he says, stay out of it. You don't know what you're talking about. And then I looked up his numbers and I posted his numbers on Facebook. And I said, where are your sales? Yeah. Oh, I'm doing other things. Okay. So let me get this straight. So you were selling properties when you were at La Rosa. You left because of something that you thought was good, and now you're not selling anything. And come to find out, like, he's working at a dealership now. The same guy. But what I'm trying to get at is, when you do the Ultimate Plan here, you're not going to become a car salesman. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Because the beautiful thing, and we do want to touch on one thing though. We want to touch on deceit, right? Yes. One of the biggest things that I feel is very deceitful is how I'm approached about, and this is me personally. I'm saying when I'm approached. I'm not talking about Neville. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my personal experience. When I'm approached by one of the 3-letter companies, and they say to me, oh, we're going to give you your cap back in stock options, right? And then I come to find out that I really don't get that money until I work for them. And, we can go into a huge discussion of that. I'd rather wait to do that in the open forum.
Yeah.
But when you're telling me I'm going to get this money back and you don't tell me exactly how I'm going to get it back or how it's going to work, you kind of being deceitful. And I'll explain what I mean.
Yeah.
So they say, when I was in the interview, right, because I interviewed with them because I wanted to see what they had to offer. I really wanted to see what is really out there because I always like to see the market.
Before you jump into that, did they pull out the iPad and just show you the video?
No, they didn't.
Man, that's how they did it. I asked them how it worked, and it was just like,
well, I don't know. Let me do this video. Yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. I rather learn and know it
because nobody can explain it. And then you watch the video and you're just as confused.
And that's what I'm saying. So he comes out and he tells me, he says, look, so looking at your numbers, you'll cap, and then once you cap, we give you the $16,000 back. Right? So I just gave away the company. You guys are going to know which company that is by me saying that. And I said, okay, great. Then I go to meet another agent that works there. And the agent says, yeah, you get it back after you close an additional 20 properties. And then you're like, whoa, okay. So not only did I just give you 16,000, but I got to close an additional 20. Sometimes that's impossible.
The claw machine. So hold on. After
you've already contributed, you've closed your X amount of deals and contributed 16,000. On top of that, I need another additional 20
transactions
to close.
So to get my money back, to get the 16,000 back.
I keep thinking
So you see what I'm saying? But they don't tell you that up front. Yeah. And then you sign up thinking you're going to get that money back. Right?
It's a pipe dream.
And I got another one for you. You don't even get the 16 even after you close your 20. Even after you close your 20. You actually have to go and do stuff to earn that 16.
So you have side quests.
You got side jobs. So you got to Uber.
Oh man.
You got to Uber. You got to and this is the funny.
Cater a meal.
Here we go. So I did a breakdown. So one of the things that you have to do to get even a portion of it, right? A portion would be 2,000, maybe 4,000, right? To get that 4,000 in stock, one of the things you have to do is you have to go to one of their events. Now, one of the events they hold is in Vegas. So when they hold that event in Vegas, you have to go there, right? Now, I've been to Vegas. I went to Vegas last year. I spent 10 grand in Vegas for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. 10 grand. So for $2,000, I'm going to spend 10 grand.
Mm.
Oh, man.
You get what I'm saying? Because on average, you got to pay for your hotel.
Yep.
Your flight.
Mm-hmm.
The event.
Because you do have to pay for the event.
Yeah.
Food.
It's not that you're going there for free. You got to pay for the event. Food. And then obviously, if you go with your family, whatever you do there. So at the end of the day, you're spending money to not even recoup the money you spent. Or maybe it might even wash itself out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you told me as soon as I close my deal, as soon as I cap, I'm getting 16. But it's not true.
Mm.
That's where I'm talking about deceit.
Yeah.
Here, as soon as you close a deal, or anybody on your team or in your downline closes a deal, you get paid.
Yeah.
There is no deceit there.
Yeah.
We pay you.
Simple.
Imagine you did all of these things and it's like the last thing is like, oh, you didn't get a feather from a bald eagle from Mount Everest.
Just thinking that.
Oh, you missed that one
It made me think of like Harry Potter when they have to create a recipe or something and you to collect all these weird things.
Man.
Listen, I am the first. It reminds
me of the episode of the Chappelle Show. I'm not gonna say the whole thing where it's like you need to go walk across the Brooklyn Bridge and get milk.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember that.
It wasn't from a cow.
No.
That's equivalent.
Yeah, tell us off air because that's about.
But I really do want us to kind of like. I love that we have all these differences because it really is a different plan and it is the best different plan available in the marketplace. That could change.
I like what you did. I like what you did there.
I mean, that could it could change, but right now, here's the thing. I think at the end of the day, that the two main things that should make people really consider La Rosa or just come on over because I don't know what else you need to be sold on it, but is that our leadership and culture is everything. Yep. That's number one, right? Because you have to be in the right room. You Correct. Can be a real estate agent and your success may be dependent on the people that are in your office. So proximity is power. We have, I like to say that the same way the fish rots from the head down, The same is true with leadership. When
100%.
leadership is good from the top down,
Oh, it's everything.
It's abundance all over the place.
Yeah,
So you got to be in the right room. And I think that we really do have people, our agents, at the forefront of making money.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, where most companies are like, okay, how can we make money? We're like, okay, if we make our agents successful, then we too will be successful.
Yeah.
And that's our
it's always been
that's
our motto from
philosophy.
day one.
And then of course,
without agent
this
success,
plan,
we wouldn't exist.
all the plans. We
Correct.
have 3 plans, and I think they really do. They do hold tons of water in the marketplace. They have the structure that you need. Recruiting is just allows you to make this additional passive income, but on every single point, our plan is just
Different,
dominant.
better.
See,
It's
now I'm coming
dominant.
up with better words.
Yeah, see, I like
We
it. Dominant.
dominate. We're dominating.
We're dominant.
You're
We're
making
dominant.
more money. We're making more money. It's really a beautiful plan. So you guys did a fantastic job on creating the plan.
And one of the things I do want to add to that is this: I'm in the plan, and so is Neville, and Neville is above me. He is above me in income. He's collected more rev than I have.
I think I'm number 3 in the company.
Yes, I think you are.
I
think
love
you
it.
are. And you're about to bounce to like number 1 or 2 because
I was off by like a few dollars against like Andres.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying right
I
now.
was gonna say Andres is number 1.
Yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. What's gonna happen is, you had a lot of closings that happened on your team this month. You know, you got Juan, you've got Hassan closed 2. Was it 3? Well, 1 was a rental, so that doesn't count.
Okay,
2
okay.
plus a rental, so he did 3, but it's 2 plus a rental. Who else did you have? Edward Lee.
Yeah, Edward
closed on Kit.
Okay.
So when you look at it, you probably had like 4 or 5 that closed this month. So when you get those checks, obviously that's great. You got the money, but it also gonna catapult you to the top because we keep stats. We like to let everybody know how everybody's doing.
Yes.
Like I said, from the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the conversation, we said one of the things that me and Lissette both said was transparency.
Yes.
We have it here. You could come to us for anything and everything, and we're going to show you exactly how it's supposed to be done. Because you could open up a company tomorrow. I know many people that have left La Rosa and opened up companies. And I know many people who have left La Rosa, opened up companies, and came back because they were like, oh, it's a lot harder than you make. You make it seem so easy. The reason we make it seem so easy is because we love what we do. We love helping our agents succeed. And once you have agents that are succeeding, they're happy, they're changing their family tree forever. And we're committed to continuing to build that success for you. Mm-hmm. I say, if you want to have a conversation, reach out to any one of us, right? We can all help you there. Reach out to anybody you know at La Rosa, and I can almost guarantee you. But one thing that we don't want egotistical people. We don't want people that think they're better than everybody. We don't want people that don't want to teach if you are taught. We want people that have family culture at the forefront of everything that they do. We want people that believe that people should be at the forefront. And, if you're that type of person, we want you.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Lissette, for coming all the way here to have this podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Give us a final statement of why La Rosa should be the only one-stop shop place for every agent.
I mean, I've given you a number of them, but I'll just reiterate. At the end of the day, you have to be in a place where you are loved and supported. And when you are loved and supported, it is equivalent to having your oxygen mask on. So when you are filled up, then you can pour into others. That's what we're here to do. At the end of the day, human beings do better when we work together, not when we work against one another.
Absolutely.
So, and I like to also think that every little bit that each one of us does, we may not see the impact of it, but it's having an impact.
Yeah.
Right. Even just having this podcast episode.
Absolutely.
I think of, all of the single moms out there that might see this and go, oh, wait a minute, maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's a better way to do this. I mean, we didn't even get into all the other things that we offer, that we have our own, we have mortgage, we have insurance, we have property management, commercial, we have all these different things that allow you to build and diversify your business, because when we're in a transitionary market, as we are right now, right? Like we had 2020, 2021, 2022, kind of crazy. Now we're kind of going back into what's a normal market, and we have to learn strategies and techniques for transitioning and, and that's what you're going to learn from other people. But if you're in an environment that is not conducive for sharing that level, that sharing change, right?
Yep.
Like, if you have a plant that is not thriving, do you blame the plant?
No.
No, you
the
take the
environment.
plant and you move it and you give it some water. And so what I'm telling you is it's so important. It's so important. The most important decision you're going to make about your business is
Are you surrounded?
whose room am I going to be in? Right? Who are the people in my room? And you want to be surrounded by incredibly motivating and powerful people who are driven and who will love and support you. And I'm telling you, I've worked for other companies, and this is where it's at. So if that doesn't convince you that this is where to go, I don't know what will. But if you have any ounce of you that is thinking, maybe I should, just join larosa.com.
Yeah.
That will take you to my calendar, and let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't
they may
twist
have
anybody's
questions.
arm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I don't have to. That's
And
the
that's
thing is, when you have a great product or service, you don't have to twist people's arms.
I will tell you, that's the beautiful thing about us.
Yeah.
We'll have the conversation with you and we let you decide.
Yeah.
We're not going to be the
absolutely.
pushy salesman. I remember one time I went and met with somebody. I won't talk about the company, but they literally locked me in the room with the contract. And
Yeah.
they were like, until you don't sign
I'm
that,
not
you
doing
can't
that.
leave.
No.
And I'm like, we don't do that. We
that
don't
doesn't
do
make
that.
me feel good.
So
I want to connect with you. I want to figure out what makes you tick and what does your business need.
I do want to talk about one last thing where
Okay.
we are superior. At that point, not only we're better, we're superior, we're everything. And that
now we're talking,
and
right?
that is and I want both of you, and
Yeah.
Neville, I want you to do this.
Oh.
We were on this. We actually did a podcast on this.
That one, yeah.
We did a whole episode on this.
Oh, yeah.
Portability.
Yes.
Guess what?
Okay.
You're at La Rosa.
Yes.
You built an amazing team.
Yep.
Build an empire.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to build your own brokerage.
Okay.
Can you take your people with you?
At La Rosa?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Any one of these other companies?
No, you cannot.
Can you get sued for it?
Absolutely, you can get sued
taking
for it.
your people.
For taking your people that you recruited.
So let me ask you a question. You're on a team.
Yep.
And you're part of a team that has two brothers.
Okay.
So if
I'm on a team and I'm part of a team.
No, you're on a team, and that team has two brothers.
Okay.
So you go to one of these companies.
Yeah.
With this team.
Yeah.
And then one of the brothers decides to leave. If he brings the other brother, he could get sued?
Oh yeah, even if it's family members, according to their contract that they signed.
Absurd.
So once again,
that's like divorce not being an option when your spouse sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what?
I mean, yeah.
I can be garbage and still you can't leave me?
Oh my god.
Wow. So here's the crazy part. You built this amazing empire there. And then they'd be like, you know what? These tools that we're giving you, they're too pricey. We're just going to take them away. And you're like, okay, I'm going to leave. And I'm taking my family, I'm taking my team with me. They're like, no, you can go, but you can't take no one with you.
Yep.
And you're like, why not? I built them. I brought them here. I brought them here. Guys, if you're not reading the contract, if you're not reading your contract, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I know, and I'm glad we didn't get off this until we actually talk about that, because portability is the number one reason why La Rosa and the Ultimate Plan is the best plan. Because guess what? If you don't like it here, we don't hold you prisoner.
Right.
Yep.
We don't hold you prisoner.
I advise everybody to go to their contract right now and search for that word, portability.
They made it a huge.
See what guidelines.
There was a huge. So we did a podcast on this. You were in it, but so what we did is we actually, because we didn't want to have anyone say, oh well, you're talking trash. What we did is we said, go to this website, go to Facebook, go look at Robert Palmer's post about what EXP was doing. And we didn't want to call it out. We just wanted to make sure that people had knowledge about what they were about to sign.
It wasn't even what they were about to sign, what was about to be implemented, because they didn't need to
sign.
They
didn't need to sign. As of January 5th,
it was an advisory saying that as of this date,
if you don't sign, we don't care if you agree or not. Yeah. Now, let me tell you, we're a free market, just like you said earlier.
Yeah.
We don't run a dictatorship. That sounds like dictatorship to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it. I'm just looking at the facts. And the facts state that if you're telling me I am forced to do this, right, that's a dictatorship to me. Yeah. I just feel
At
like
the end of the day, you're all independent contractors, and you should be able to make a decision for your business that works best for you.
absolutely.
So I don't want to waste my time, but also my team. Like my team works really hard. The coaching, the education department, like we work really hard to make sure that all of our agents are successful. Not even just at the beginning when you're brand new agents, but also on other levels. We have different levels of coaching for different level agents.
As
right?
you grow,
As
you need a
business
different
change,
mentor. You need a different
you need a
type
different
of learning.
strategy,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like you in order to scale up from 12 to 24, or from, you know, let's say you want to get to the 25 million in volume, right? Like
absolutely.
there's a plan for that.
Well, we got a 40 million mark here. We don't play at Orlando. We got a 40 million
All
mark.
right,
here.
well, I'm not mad about that. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to make these decisions for yourself.
Absolutely.
And so you have to choose a company that supports that understands that you are independent and you make your own decisions, but also provides you with the support that you need. So I'm glad you guys cut my what do you call it? An outro? Is it an outro?
Yeah, an outro.
Intro and outro. So we were right knee deep in the outro, and he's like, "Wait a minute, we didn't talk about portability." Absolutely. I love that you cut me off to say that, because that is super, super important.
That's probably one of the biggest points that people have to look at. I'm telling
you. So if you need to have a conversation, you can always reach out to anyone. Our phone numbers are public, don't you think?
It will be on there, and I'll publish it.
Google.
Yeah, but I'll publish our numbers on there.
If you want to speak with the broker, you can.
Yeah. So,
you can.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, the numbers will be listed below. If you like what you hear, like and subscribe. We definitely want to bring you more content about real estate, because that's who we are. That's what we do. Full timers here, 100% in the business. And we just like to reach out to each and every one of you and give you the ability to have the opportunities that we had. So with that being said, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it. Bye, everybody.